Getting ready to go visit a theme park by yourself? I've got some tips and tricks for you for a solo trip to a theme park. For many people, the idea of going to a theme park, Disney World, Disneyland, or something by yourself is this really weird idea, this strange concept, and you don't quite know what to do. Well, let me give you some tips and tricks to help make that kind of a trip much more fun for you. The first thing, relax. You might think that this is actually kind of unusual, but it's actually not. There are a lot of people that go on trips to theme parks, Six Flags, Cedar Fair, Disney, and all that by themselves all the time. It's really not that unusual. Take it from somebody who's worked at 3 different ones. We saw people solo all the time and had fun with them. There is nothing weird, strange, or odd about going to a theme park by yourself. People do it on a regular basis. So the very first tip, relax and enjoy it. Be freed by it. And that leads me to number 2. Be free. You get to choose to do what you want, when you want, how you want. You're not worried about everybody else's decisions and wants and desires. It's completely up to you. Set your own schedule. Set your own priorities. Make sure you do what you want to do because you're not having to do it for anybody else. Just make a list maybe of what you want to do and then go do it. You can put your own priorities, do what you want first, second, third, however you want to do it. But hey, you don't have to worry about anybody else. Number 3, let your time be flexible. Now, it is easy with Disney and some of the others to kind of get stuck on this timeline and have to be at a certain place at a certain time. But the nice thing with being solo is your time is actually a lot more flexible than if you were with a group of people. Your time is flexible with you. You can eat in a much more flexible schedule. You can ride at a much more flexible schedule. If you see something that you want to do, just turn off and go do it spontaneously because it's not going to have this cascade failure of all these other things like it would if you were with a group. You're probably going to be able to do things a little bit quicker on your own than if you were with a group because there's one person wanting to do it, not everybody having to have their turn. So it actually makes your time more flexible and easier to change up that way. The really neat thing about being by yourself is if you do change plans on the fly and you decide not to do something, you're not inconveniencing everybody else in the group. It's just you. So hey, change plans and go do something spontaneous you've never done before. Number 4, it's actually easier to get dining and ride reservations by yourself than it is as a group. And it's even easier to just slip in without one. This is something I found on several of my trips, that if I wanted to try a restaurant or one of the buffets or the places you had to have reservations, if you've got a group, good luck. It's going to be really difficult to impossible. But if you're a solo, there's a lot of times that you can walk up and say, hey, it's just one, do you have an opening? And they can slip you into a corner or something like that. Having just one person, it's easier to get dining reservations because you're not taking as many seats. It's actually been kind of neat sometimes where I've gone to a place that's fully booked up and being one person, right on in. Or a short wait. Now, it's not a guarantee. Always ask. Check your app first if they do dining reservations on the app or on the phone. But hey, the worst you're going to hear if you ask is a no. And as a solo, yeah, you'd be surprised how many times it can actually work when you wouldn't think. Doesn't always work, but it does give you options. Number 5, take advantage of single rider lines. A lot of people don't even realize that many parks have these or the big attractions, but look for them. If they're there, take advantage because you're going to skip long waits and be able to get right on. You'll be riding with other people you've never met before, filling in empty seats, but it is a great way to actually save a whole lot of wait time and get onto those big, huge attractions that you want to do. And If it's something that seats 4 people in a row and there's a group of 3, hey, guess what? You're that 4th person, and you've just saved a long wait. Look for the single rider lines. Keep an eye out for them. Also, if you're in something that does not have a single rider line, watch and listen to the operators as you get closer to the loading, because a lot of times they're trying to fill empty seats, and you being a single person, you may hear them asking for, hey, group of 1, group of 2, 1. And I have bypassed lots of people just filling in empty seats that way. Hey, I'm by myself. I'll take that spot. It works out really well. So keep your ears open for when they're trying to fill empty seats, and you can save a whole lot of wait time that way, which means you get to do more. Number 5, be as social as you want. Now, for some people, they really like to meet other people. Other people are like, you know what? I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm what I call an extroverted introvert. I have times where I am like, yes, let's go talk to people. Let's meet people. Theme parks are great for me because I love to talk and meet people online and everything. And then I love to have those times where I don't want to talk to anybody at all. If I've just had a big deal where I've been out there and talking and performing and stuff like that, I want to sit down and just shut down and not talk to anybody for a while. Theme parks are perfect for that. You can be as social as you want. You can talk to the people in line around you, or you can just be a wallflower, and that works wonderfully. Now, I do have to say, I have met a lot of wonderful people at parks. I've made some neat friends in line. I have had people, after talking to them and befriending them in line, ask me to join the group on the ride. I've actually had a couple even invite me to go eat with them after the ride, just from striking up a conversation and talking and having some fun. And you never know. I've actually got a couple friends on social media that I met at parks randomly. And hey, we're having so much fun, but why don't you hang around with us for a little bit? Okay, I can do that. And you just hang around, you talk a little bit more, and you strike up a friendship. Doesn't happen all the time, but it has happened here and there. So being solo actually can be an opportunity to meet other people, to build some friendships and relationships. You never know. Or it's a great way to just not talk to people and be on your own. It can completely go either way with whatever you are most comfortable with. Be as social as you want to be, because it's your trip. Number 7, talk up the cast members and employees. Don't be afraid to strike up a conversation with them. Ask them your questions. Ask them how their day is going. Let them know, yeah, hey, I'm here just kind of checking things out. What do you recommend? What would you suggest? Had anything unusual happen today? Being solo, it's a little easier for them to talk to you than versus a group. Now, stay out of the way. Don't interfere with their job and stuff. But what I have found is when I talk up the cast members and strike up a conversation, let them know I appreciate the job they're doing, and just talk for a little bit, magic happens sometimes. They'll tell you a secret that most people don't know. They'll tell you how to get to a ride, or how to bypass a line, or various other things. I have found that by basically creating a relationship with the employees, you kind of get an in the company, and they may tell you to check something out, go talk to somebody else. I've had people give me discounts and skip the line passes just because I was friendly and talking to them. Don't talk to them with the intention of getting something out of them, because then you're not going to. But use it as an opportunity, again, to build up a relationship, to talk to somebody, to create a bond, and you'll find that wonderful things will happen. They'll tell you who has the best food in the park and where to eat. They'll tell you if there's discounts on items for sale. Don't ask for that, but just chat them up. As an employee, when I was at the park, if I had a moment where I was just kind of sitting there twiddling my thumbs, I loved when guests would come up and talk to me and strike up a conversation. Man, it made it fun for me, and, hey, after a few minutes, if I liked them, I'd see what I could do for them. Yeah, not always, but it will help make a day, if you're feeling like you're kind of isolated, it's a great way to feel like you were there with people and not just with people all around you while you're alone. It's another way to meet people. So those are some of my tips and tricks for visiting a park by yourself, solo, and being by yourself or not. Do what you want. Enjoy the day. Relax. Don't worry about others, because it's just you. Go pick the places to eat, go hit the shows, go ride the rides that you want to do. Watch those single rider lines. Don't be afraid to change your schedule. Don't be afraid to talk to people around you in line and at the stores and stuff. Uh, Appropriate times and subjects, of course. Strike up some conversations, look to build some friendships, and have a great day. So do you have more tips for people at the park solo? I'd love to hear them. Share them in the comments below. Not just regular park tips, but specifically for if you're on your own. I'd love to hear them. Thank you so much for subscribing. We're almost at 30,000 subs. Let's hit it. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe and share if you haven't already. Thank you so much to my patrons and my supporters who make some of my solo trips possible, as well as so much more on this channel. I couldn't do it without them. Thank you so much for watching. God bless. Wait till the car goes by. Then if you were with a group of people. That's a big old June bug that just dropped dead. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to know about contact information, fan pages, merchandise, and more, please be sure to check the description below. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to know when I have new ones, well, make sure you hit that subscribe button right up there. And if you want to see another one of my videos, well, I've got a great one for you right here. And a huge thank you to these wonderful people here who support me on Patreon and with YouTube memberships. They get behind the scenes information, special perks, and more. If you'd like to know more about that, well, make sure you check that button right there. Thank you so much.